Good afternoon everybody and welcome to my channel. My name's Elaine and I'm TeresaLittleStitcher, both here on Flosstube and also over on Instagram. So thanks for returning again to see me, those of you that are my subscribers or just drop in from time to time. And welcome to my new subscribers, because I have picked up a few since I last filmed. Quite a few actually, so thank you very much for liking and subscribing. It really means a lot to me, and I got loads of comments on my last video, which I love reading everybody's comments, and I do try to reply to everybody as well. So I think if you've taken the time to drop a comment to me, then the least I can do is try and respond to your comments. So what have we got for you today? I hope the lighting is okay. I'm filming at a different time of day to when I normally do. So normally I film on a Saturday morning, but this morning I had a Zoom call with some of the ladies from our Essex Needleworks, Essex Needles retreat, not Needleworks. So by the time that finished and I'd had a quick bite to eat and got all my stuff out and prepped to show you, the sun's moved around, and where I would normally film, I couldn't, because the sun's shining slap bang through the window, and you wouldn't have seen anything except a big like white blob. Maybe that might have been better, I don't know. Anyway, so I have had to shift my stitchy spot around a little bit, and so we're in a slightly different view as well. So okay, and I can't believe actually that the sun's just come out, because this morning it was really grey and miserable, and then it poured with rain. It's just typical British weather. So at the minute it's kind of, the last week definitely has been a bit of a what am I gonna wear type weather, because one minute it's been really warm and the next minute it's cold or it's raining. It doesn't know what it wants to do. It's typical British weather, that's what I'd say it is. Very changeable. So anyway, enough about the weather. You haven't come on here to listen to me chatting about the weather. So what have I got for you today? So I've got my WIP update, I have got some haul, I have got my giveaway winner, which I drew a little bit earlier. I've got a new start that I am planning on starting next week, so we'll talk about that. I've got, and then at the end today I'm going to do a little bit about knitting. So I'm going to save that until the end, so anybody who's not interested in knitting can sign off at the end of the cross stitch stuff. And you know, would you believe it? Now the dog decides to start barking. I've got this feeling it's probably the Amazon man. Hopefully my husband is going to go and take my parcel in. It's nothing exciting, it's just the dog's food actually. That's probably why I hope that's her you can hear barking, is so excited, because it's her dinner arrived. Okay, where were we? I digress. So so yeah, knitting. One of my subscribers asked me if I would show my knitting projects. They're not as prevalent as my cross stitch projects, you'll be pleased to know. I've only got 3, so I will show those at the end, but I have bought quite a bit of yarn, and I can only blame 2 people for that. One of whom is Lorraine at Ellinesscrafts, and I don't think I've given Lorraine a shout out before, so if you haven't checked out Ellinesscrafts, go and have a look at some of the stuff that she does, because she does cross stitch as well as knitting and various other crafts. And yeah, she enabled me with some of her yarn buying, and so has TeresaLittleStitcher. So Teresa's been practicing her knitting as well, and she showed a couple of showed me a couple of lovely yarns, and I just went on a bit of a knitting binge. So anyway, I'll save all that for the end for those of you who really aren't interested in knitting. Okay, so let's get to my stitching. So I don't feel like I've done masses, but we'll see. We'll see. I never feel like I've done masses, and then I seem to have quite a lot to show you. So let's get on with my WIP. So we'll start with my full coverage pieces as we usually do, and this time, even though it's only been 2 weeks since I last filmed, I have done a bit of something on all 4 of my projects. So the first one I'm going to show you is Unicorns, Valley of Waterfalls, and it's a Heaven and Earth design, and the artwork's by Jan Patrick Krasny. And I'll put a picture in now of what it looks like when it's finished, and also where you saw it last time. And this has now got a different look to it, people. And this is part of the reason why I wanted to show you this project today, because it looks a little bit different to what you're used to seeing. So here's where I am with it. So I only worked on this last night, and I put 300 stitches into it last night. And you're probably thinking, what's happened? Why is it not on the scroll frame anymore? So I got to the point where I just didn't quite know what to do with it anymore. It was getting to the point where it was making me not want to stitch on it, because I just could not get comfortable stitching on it. So I had it on the scroll frame. I tried putting it, and like I've said before, I like to stitch full coverage when I'm downstairs in the evenings. And I put it on my Lowry stand, and I just, with the chair that I use downstairs, I just couldn't get comfortable with the Lowry stand and having this on it, and it was really slowing my stitching down. I couldn't sit comfortably, whereas up here my Lowry stand's brilliant, get on with it absolutely fine. I tried it one evening, and I think I stitched on it for a couple of hours, and it wasn't any particular confetti heavy stitching, and I did about 150 stitches in 2 hours, and I thought, well, this is ridiculous. So it proper put me off of wanting to pick it up, because I wasn't sure how I was going to get comfortable with it. So I thought I would try something different. So I took it out of the scroll frame yesterday, and the other thing with that particular scroll frame that I didn't like too much was the fact that I was forever tightening the tension on it. I could never get it really tight like I can with a Q-snap, or I have got so many books in a scroll frame, and that one doesn't seem to have the same issue. So it's not that I don't like scroll frames, because I do, but this project I think was just too big for that particular scroll frame. Anyway, I've put it in an 11 by 11 Q-snap, because that was what I had to hand at the time. So I've folded up all the excess fabric as best I possibly could. Obviously half of what I normally would show you is now rolled up with the fabric, because I wanted to leave myself as much space to carry on stitching on. And I think I told you last time I was going to go back to stitching on the mountains, and that's what I'm going to do. So you're not going to see this one out of a Q-snap for a little while, I don't think. So next time I move the Q-snap, obviously I'll make sure that I take a picture, or I'll show it on a floss tube before I put the Q-snap back on again. But the difference this made to me last night was massive. So admitted, I was doing a bit of block stitching, so mostly this yellow, because I was coming over with that up here. But you know, I did 300 stitches in about an hour and a half, so it made a massive difference. So we're going to carry on with this at the moment. So this is 25 count easy guide, and I'm stitching this 1/1 full cross. So yeah, massive difference. So I'm back in love again with unicorns, so yeah, I'll be stitching on that this evening, no doubt, as it's only had one day out so far. So that's where we're at with that one. Sorry if I have to keep moving around, but I had everything set up in my usual setup, and then obviously I've had to switch myself about a bit, so apologies. Okay, so the next one that I've worked on is my other Haid. So this is my mini of So Many Books, So Little Time, and the artwork's by Randall Spangler, and again I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time and also the finished article. And if there is anybody left in the Flosstube world that has not seen Jemima the Rocking Stitcher's finish of her regular size version of this, go check it out, because it is magnificent, absolutely magnificent, and she can be justifiably proud of what she's done, because it just looks awesome. I cannot tell you enough how amazing it looks. So I'm sure everybody's seen it by now, but you know, just on the odd chance that you've been stuck on a desert island for the last few weeks, then seriously go and check it out, because it's beautiful. Okay, so my version is the smaller version of what Jemima has stitched. So here's where I am, and I'm nowhere near finished with this. So here's where I am with it now. So I put 1,000 stitches into this one after I last filmed. Actually, it came out for a couple of days. So, and I've been carrying on doing the walls out over here, which will be pretty much a match for this side. So, and I think I've made a fair bit of progress with this actually. I'm quite pleased with it. As you can see, it's not a very big piece at all. It's quite a long piece, but width-wise, it's, I'm going to have loads of excess fabric for this. But yeah, so this one again is on 25 count easy guide, and it is 1/1 full cross. And you know, I'm using this is a little lap frame actually that my husband bought me for Christmas last year. And I really like it. I get on really well with this. I do have to keep tightening it up because it keeps trying to flop down on my lap, but I can stitch with this one on my lap in the evenings, and I can stitch two-handed with it. So yeah, not the problems that I've been having with the other scroll frame. So that's that one. Okay. And then the next one I worked on is cheese delivery. So I'll put a picture in here of where you saw it last time, and also obviously the finished article. And I've had this one, I only had this one out for 2 evenings, and I did 700 stitches on this one. So this is where it's at now. So this is cheese delivery. It's charted by Pain Free Crafts, and the artwork is by Chris Dunn. And I have done a bit more on the cheeses over here. Now they're pretty confetti heavy. I've done a bit more on the mouse. He's almost completed now. And I've done a bit more on the frame of this doorway over here, which actually this doorway bit is easy stitching. It's it's lots of the same colours. So whereas over here, these little cheeses take ages to do. So I am stitching this one on 28 count easy guide, and this is 2/1/10 stitch. And at the moment it's the only project that I've got in 10 stitch, and I still love this piece a lot. So that's where we are at with cheese delivery. And then finally, the final full coverage project that I worked on is Feast. So I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time, and obviously what it looks like when it's finished. Oops, sorry, this one wants to stick to the one underneath it. And this is where it is now. So this probably doesn't look a lot different to when you saw it last time, but I've actually put 1,000 stitches into this. I came down here a bit, I've kind of tried to square it up a little bit, and I think this bit over here is the beginning of the hare's ears. So the hare's like holding up this plate here, and I think this is the beginning of his ears over here. So we are getting on to a bit more of an exciting bit with this one. So this one is also on 28 count easy guide, and it's 1/1 full cross. So that's where we are at with Feast. Okay, so as I said, that's it with all of my full coverage projects. So I've got some of those cable tie things want to stick to everything. So the next project that I worked on is my Mirabilia. So this is what she looks like when she's finished. So this is Lady of Mystery, and I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time. So last time she just had some lips, now she has a face. So here she is. So I put her face in, I did a bit more of her hair. She's got some hands now. Now I think her hands, even in the main picture, look a bit clunky. I don't know what anybody else thinks. But yeah, I'm not too, once I've backstitched them maybe they'll look a bit better, but I have started backstitching. Obviously I've done her face is completed now. I've backstitched her bag here, and then I've obviously still got her arms and hands etc. to do, and around the outside of her face. But I am pleased with her, very pleased with her. I've done a bit more of this over here as well, and I'm going to work a bit more on that actually. I've got, this is one of the Karen water lilies. There's two different ones in this particular piece, and the other one starts over here as well, and then it's this big border bit round the outside. So I'd really like to start doing some of that. So I don't want to end up finishing the lady and then end up with all this border stuff to do, because that's not quite so exciting, is it, as actually stitching her. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the way she's coming along. So she's stitched 2/2 on 28 count Zweigart even weave in the colourway Cream. So yeah, really happy with her. So that's my mirror. And then the next one that I stitched on is my long dog sampler. So this is Spirit of Clanfair, and I'll put a picture in of the finished article and also where you saw it last time. And here is where we are with it now. So I have, last time you saw this, I had all this spoon here that I'd just finished backstitch, and I've done that. And then I've put in a couple of the little spoons, so this one down here, and then there's another one, this little one here. There's one, it's got like a little handle on the top of that that just needs backstitching. And then I've done this spoon here. That needs backstitching now as well. It hasn't got much backstitching, this, unlike this one and this one. These were beasts, absolute beasts to backstitch, and I'm so glad that with this I haven't left all the backstitch to the end, because I think that would have been I don't mind a bit of backstitch, but for this amount, it, you know, it would be a bit much, I think. So I'm quite glad I'm doing the backstitch as I go. So I am nearly 25% complete on this now, which is quite exciting. There's like one big piece down here, and then I think the end of the piece is around about here. It's kind of, yeah, it is about this size, I do believe, when it's kind of finished. So we shall see. I'm stitching this on 28 count even weave in the colourway Knox, which is from Chromatic Alchemy, and I am using Dinky dyes in the colourway Robin's Egg, Quicksilver and Ghost Gum, and this one here is Peacock Fuchsia, which is a silk from XJuDesigns, and I really like it. Every time I show this, it just doesn't do it justice as it does in real life. So yeah, I am enjoying stitching that very much, and I can't wait to start my next long dog, but I'm not going to start it until I've got a fair way into that one, at least. I'm not going to say until I've finished it. I'm not sure I can be that disciplined and wait that long, but we shall see. Okay, next one that I worked on, this is Salem Trials The Witch Hunt. This is by the Little Stitcher, and I am doing this as a stitch along with Alba Stitcher from Instagram. And Ali is miles ahead of me. This is where I am with it now. So last time you saw it, I'd done the two ladies and this noose in between. So I've done the other noose. I've finished both these bordery bits down here. I've started putting this back stitch in, and that back stitch is a bit of a pain, if I'm really honest. So from the point of view that because this fabric, which is vintage country mocha in a 32 count, because the fabric's fairly light, and this is stitched in 310 black, I didn't want to carry the thread between the letters, so I've had to finish each, you know, start and finish my thread after each letter, so that I don't get it dragging across the back and then you'd be able to see it. So it is a bit of a pain, if I'm honest. So I've started the next lady, but you know, she's yet another big lady, because these are big ladies to stitch, and I thought I just need a little bit of variety now. So I have started on the house. So I've only put like the smoke and one of the chimneys in, but it's a start, and I just needed a little bit of a break from this back stitching and that lady. So So yeah, so this is, I'm stitching this using the called for DMC, and this is, like I say, 32 count vintage country mocha, and it's stitched 2 over 2. I'm not sure with this one how I want to finish it yet. When I do finish it, I've got a couple of ideas for it, but it's bigger than I was thinking it was going to be, so I don't know yet. Anybody's got any ideas, let me know. Okay, then the next one I stitched on was XJuDesigns, which is by the Blue Flower. I really like this stitch. So I started this as part of the stitch along that Amanda Alba Stitcher and Kim the Contented Stitcher were doing, called the XJuDesigns Sale. And I still haven't finished mine. So hopefully you've seen it. I've managed to put a picture in where you saw it last time, and here we are now. So I finished the other flower, this one and this bit up here that was outstanding, and I've moved over to this side now. So I've put another one of the flowers in, and then once I've come down and finished all that bit, it will be finished, because I'm not going to put the border around the outside. And I am going to make it into a little pillow afterwards. So I am stitching this one in the called for DMCs, and this is on 32 count baby sheep by XJuDesigns. So, and I can't wait to finish this, because I think it will look great as a pillow. And we'll see how I get on with making a pillow, because I haven't made one before, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so the next one I worked on, and honestly I literally did a couple of threads on this just while I was cooking dinner last Sunday. So this is from Our Forest Embroidery, and it is one of their snail houses. It's this one, which is called Lily of the Valley, and I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time. And like, spot the difference this is, because there isn't hardly any. There is some, but it is minuscule. So this is where I've got to with it. Like I say, I just put a couple of threads into it while I was waiting for dinner to cook last week. So that's where it's at the moment. I'm just stitching the little house. And these kits are really nice, because obviously you get the gorgeous Our Forest flosses with it, and this piece of linen's a 32 count linen, which is great, plus you get the little needle minder that goes with it. So yeah, they're really nice little kits, and they're not super expensive. Okay, so then the next one I worked on was from the Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee book by Brenda Gervais. So this one is called Pumpkin Brew. Here's what it looks like when it's finished, and I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time. And I mean, I could have finished this one if I'm honest, because it's not a big stitch, but I haven't, of course. I like to have things hanging around for ages. So here's where it's at now. So I have done the biggest bits of it, which was obviously the witch and the pumpkin on the cauldron. So I've only got really the little spiders and the spider web to go. So, you know, hopefully it will be a finish soon, and I'm going to make this one into a little pillow as well. I've just got to decide what backing fabric I want to put on it, and I have got a few options. So this is stitched using all the called for floss. So they're a mixture of, there's a bit of DMC, there's some classic colour works, a couple of gentle arts threads as well, and a couple of weeks dye works. And I'm stitching this one on Picture This Plus 40 count legacy linen, and I'm stitching it 1/2. So that's that one. Really like it, isn't it cute? I love her patterns, really love them. There's not a single pattern that she's done that I don't like, if I'm really honest. Okay, then the next one that I stitched on was a new start, and I told you I was going to start this one. So obviously I don't have a before picture, but this is Clara Hanson from Hello from Liz Matthews, and I'm not stitching the sampler, I'm stitching the drum, which, you know, is really cute. So I'll show you where I'm at with it. Because it's so small, I've only got it in a little 6x6 Q-snap. So far I've nearly finished my first swan, and this is like lovely stitching because you're not doing any colour changes. So I am stitching this on 36 count vellum from Picture This Plus, and I am using Mrs. Saydas silk in the colourway Darling Blur. And it's beautiful to stitch with. It really is beautiful. So I really like this, and I will probably pick this up again this weekend. So yeah, really like that a lot. So that's Clara Hanson. And then finally for my stitching, of course I stitched all my buttons and beads kit. Funnily enough, I didn't stitch on it this morning while we had our Zoom call because I was busy bobbinating some floss for my new project that I'm going to start. So this didn't come out today, but it has come out. So I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time. And here's what it looks like when it's completed. So this is olive oil from Mill Hill's Autumn series, and this is where I have got to with it now. So it's really coming on, isn't it? I haven't got masses of cross stitch left to do. There's quite a lot of this yellow, which is one colour and really easy stitching, but there's not, I've really kind of broke the back of it. There's a couple of French knots that need to go in on here, and then I can start beading, which is exciting because I haven't done beading before, so I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, that's my little Mill Hill kit. Yeah, that's all of my stitching. Okay. So new starts. So unfortunately I will be another year older next week. I'm not going to tell you how old. Old enough. Old enough not to really celebrate birthdays very much, but they are a good excuse to start a new cross stitch, I feel. And I hummed and hawed over what to start. So I had 3 projects in mind that I wanted to start, and I'm not going to start all 3 of them because they're all full coverage. I will start them all at some point, but it was kind of which one of the 3. So the one that I have decided to kit up and start is a Haid, because I thought, my birthday justifies having a Haid start. So I am going to start Magic Forest, which is, like I say, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by, is it Ciro Marchetti or Ciro Marchetti? I'm not sure which. Maybe somebody could tell me the correct pronunciation. Anyway, I'll put a picture in of what it looks like. But if you follow the Rocking Stitcher, you will have seen this because she's just started it. And I said that I would start it at roughly the same time she did, so that we could encourage each other. So I am going to start this next week, it's quite exciting kitting up a Haid because I haven't done that for a while, so it will be my biggest piece. I'm going to stitch the regular chart. I did buy the super size to start with, but it's just so massive, and I just thought no. So I changed my mind and then went with the regular size, which is, like I say, it's still going to be my biggest project. I think it's 450,000 stitches. I could be wrong, I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, my husband very kindly bought me the floss for my birthday to start it, so it will be fully kitted and ready to go this week. So yes, so I done a bit of bobbinating with the threads that I'd already got, because I do like to stitch my full coverage pieces. I do use a bobbin box, and well, for 3 of them I use a bobbin box and bobbins, and I like that system. I have got some Annie's Keepers as well, and I use those with so many books. So, and I like those too. So I haven't got any one particular way of storing my floss for my Haids. So yeah, so that is my new start. That's what's going to be my new start. The other 2 that so Magic Forest was going to be my New Year's Day start. So I will start another full coverage on New Year's Day, and it will be a toss-up between either a pain-free crafts project, and I was thinking of starting another Chris Dunn one, which was going to be the card party, or is it card game? Might be card game, I think. Or I've got this fascination at the moment with Adrian Border. I really have. And there is a stitch along going on Instagram for, I can't remember what it's called, whether it's, I can't remember, not Border something, can't remember. I'll put it down below anyway, but anyway, I've seen a couple of Instagrammers who are stitching Adrian Border artwork, and it just looks amazing. I know that on here, on Flosstube, Debbie at Creatively Yours is stitching one of his art pieces, and so is Linda 144 Hobbies. She's got one on the go as well. I'm just fascinated by his artwork. It's really out there, it's really different, and I do really quite like wacky artwork. So he's got 3 patterns, 3, and I can't stitch all of them, but there's 3 I particularly like. There's a new one out. These are all on unconventional cross stitch if you want to have a look at them. One is an Alice in Wonderland type pattern, which I really like. One is called Beauty something or other, I can't remember what it's called, and one is of a couple like dancing in the street, and I like all 3 of them. I can't decide which one I like the most. So anyway, I've got a little while to decide which one I eventually plump for, but it will be one of those, I think. Okay, so I have got a little bit of happy mail. So I've still been going on with the Great Floss Drop trade, which was the brainchild of Mama Loves You GB. For anybody, like I say, who's been living on a desert island for the last couple of months and doesn't know about the Great Floss Drop trade, or anybody who's not watched Mama Loves You GB, and I really can't imagine that there is anybody that hasn't watched her. So these are the ones that I've got this time. So these ones just came yesterday, and they're from Melinda at Lagniappe Designs. So she's Lagniappe Cross Stitch on Gmail, on Instagram rather, and they are of this sampler which she I do believe has charted herself. Isn't it lovely? It's a big old Bristol sampler though. So thank you, Melinda. I love those. And then I got these from Southern Doxy Stitcher. Aren't they cute? So Southern Doxy Stitcher has got her own floss tube. So love those too. Then I got these from Carleen, who is Can Be Sweet on Instagram. I really like what she's done with the old DMC there. And then I got these ones from Megan and Jack's Mama Stitches. Rebecca, they say kind heart, aren't they lovely? And then I've got loads. It's so exciting when the post comes at the moment, it really is. These are from Michelle, who's the Stitching Grotto, and this is some artwork. It's called The Jester, and it was painted by her husband's great-grandfather, who was called William Merritt Chase. So a bit of personal history to that one, which I thought was great. So that's Michelle's. And then these ones are from really pretty. These are from She Cave Stitcher over on Insta. Aren't they lovely? And I do believe, maybe some of my American friends will know, are these a flower that's native to Texas? I do believe. I could be wrong, but I'm sure somebody could tell me. And then these ones just arrived this morning, and they say love is love. And these ones are from Kirsty, and please don't ask me to say what her Instagram name is, because it's really difficult one to pronounce. But anyway, they're lovely too. And then finally, and these made me laugh, they super made me laugh. These are from Stitching Prep, and how true is this? Oh, I can't. So it's probably showing up backwards on my, if it's showing up backwards, I apologise. But it says Flosstube is my Saturday morning cartoons. And whenever I get the opportunity on a Saturday morning, it is too. So thank you everybody who has been trading floss drops with me. It's been such fun, and I do mean such fun. You know, and so exciting getting the post every day and seeing what people have sent me. So thank you so much. I'm really enjoying it. I'm running out of my own floss cards now actually, and I think I'll order another batch with perhaps a different design this time. Okay, so on to haul next. Let's do that. So I don't fall over, but I haven't got that much haul really this time. I certainly haven't got much fabric. I know. I bet you're thinking, wow, really? Yeah, really, I really haven't. So in actual fact, we'll start with fabric. So I have one bit, and the only reason I have one bit is because I got it from Lakeside Needlecrafts, because I'm in their Fabric of the Month club. So this is a very green piece of fabric. It's not showing up as green as it actually is. Now I think personally I would use this to put something spring-like on rather than autumnal. So this is called Mottled Sage. It is of course fabric flare, so it's printed on the front and plain on the back, and I get mine in a 32 count. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to stitch on that, but I do think it really would suit spring-like stuff. So we need to get through the winter first, don't we? That is my only bit of fabric. Right, I do have some charts. One of them's a PDF, and I have took a picture of it, so I will insert that now. So this is a piece by Lindy Stitches, and I saw this, so I have recently found, thanks to one of my viewers, Angela, who put me onto this Flosstuber. So I started watching Cat V Stitches. So she's a UK stitcher, and if you haven't been to see her, go and have a look. She has got one full coverage piece, no, two that she's doing, but she's got like a mixed bag of stuff. She's only been stitching for a year and she's already completed a long dog sampler. So she's got some great projects, and I saw this Lindy Stitches piece that she was stitching and I really liked it, so I've bought the PDF, and yeah, I'm gonna start that at some point soon. I really liked it a lot. And then the other two I got are paper charts. So I bought what I think will probably be my next Mirabilia. I'll see if I can show you this without it being too glary. So I know lots of people have stitched this one, but I do really like it. So it is the Raven Queen. I thought, you know, I'm really enjoying the one I'm doing at the minute, and I thought I feel a bit more confident now to tackle something a little bit more demanding than the one that I'm doing at the minute. So this one has got a bit of Chromatic in it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of Chromatic in it, and I have managed to source all of the Chromatic bar one, actually. So I got my Chromatic, and that probably is part of my haul, but I'm not going to show you all my Chromatic. I got my Chromatic from Create Nostalgia in the UK. So that's the only place that I could find any of the Chromatic, so I'm really pleased about that. So that's that one. And then the other pattern that I got is this one. I was in the mood for all the ladies, obviously. So this is Bella Filipina. I've had my eye on this chart for ages. This is Bellatrix. I've started to kit this one up as well, so there's a bit of Chromatic in this one too. So I got the Chromatic for this while I was getting the Chromatic for the mirror. I haven't bought any of the beads yet, they're still to come, but I will slowly start kitting them up. And I have seen several people's Bellatrix, and it looks awesome. So so that is all the charts that I've got. I have some books this time as well, so I'm excited to say I decided to be a bit more organised for next year, and I've bought the Needlework Enthusiast Book of Days from the Needlework Press, and I can't wait to start using this. So I was far too late this year to get the 2021 one, so I thought I'll start with 2022. I did buy this from a needlework shop in the US, but you can readily get them in the UK now. I know Peakside Needleworks has got them, and I think Patchwork Rabbit are doing them as a pre-order at the moment, but they are available. So really pleased about that one. The US shop I got mine from was Farmer's Attic. So that's that. Then from Amazon, I just bought the Creepy Cross Stitch book, and I like stitching Halloween, and there's some really nice little charts in here. So I think quite a few people have been showing this one. So I got this off of Amazon, and then I know loads of people have got this, but I've just bought this, and I got this off of Amazon, and it was while I was looking for the creepy cross stitch one that this one popped up for me as a recommended. So this is Emma Congdon's cross stitch for the earth, and loads of people have showed this, but I just want to say this was a bargain, an absolute bargain. I paid just over £5. It was on special offer on Amazon. So yeah, I think it was £5.09 or something like that, plus £2 postage. So it's normally £16.99. So it was a real steal. So, you know, I had to get it, didn't I? And then I was in our little local town the other day, and I popped into the charity shop and I picked up 2 cross stitch books. So I got 4 Seasons in Cross Stitch, which is by Jane Netley Mayhew and Nikki Wheeler, and I was attracted to it because it had got that super owl on the front, and there is all sorts in here. Absolutely, there's birds, and there's little mice, there's a hedgehog, there's some beautiful flowers. So, you know, for example, without showing you the chart or anything, look at that foxglove, isn't it amazing? There's bees, there's even little like mushrooms, and like I say, there's lots of little birds, there's dragonflies, there's puffins, there's all sorts of things in there. So that was a bit of a bargain. I think I paid £1 for it. And also with it was this one, which is also by the same 2 authors. So this is Animals in Cross Stitch, and there's all sorts in here. There's as well as some of the safari animals like this one, there's tigers, there's elephants, but there's also cats, lots of different cat pictures for those of you that like stitching cats, and I know lots of people do. But there's also things like, I mean, I love ducks, I really do. So, you know, look at these, aren't they cute? So yeah, so I was, again, I think I paid £1 for this as well. And again, there's lots of birds and butterflies, and yeah, here's the tiger. Here's a tiger, for example. Yeah, so they're quite old books. I'm not sure when they were published, but yeah, I was quite impressed actually. Oh, this one was first published in 1995. So yeah, they are quite old, but I thought they were a bargain for £1 each. And then my last bit of haul was a couple of needle minders, because I haven't bought any for ages. And I went to a different needle minder shop for these ones. So these are from the Badge Shack UK, and they have a shop on Etsy. So this one is a little steampunk owl. I really liked him, and I do like owls, as most people now know, I think. And I also got this one, also from the Badge Shack UK, and this one's got a couple of little turtles on it. Oh, sorry, my ring light's shining on that one a little bit. Hopefully you can see it okay. Aren't they cute? So that was all of my haul. And then, oh, one thing I did just want to mention is, I've got my notes over there. Normally I sort of have them next to me. So if I appear to be peering over there, that's why, because I can just about see my notes. I don't write many notes, but I do write a couple. So I have got a new stitch that I'm going to start on the 1st of December with Alba Stitcher from Instagram, and we are starting the Snowflower Diaries, The Joyful World, and they are there's a little chart for each month of the year basically, and they are free on the Snowflower Diaries blog. So I promised you last time a picture, and then I didn't put one in because I hadn't got one to hand, but I'll put in a picture now of what January's looks like. So it's really cute with a little fox with a bird on top of the fox, and each of those little charts are so sweet. They're really cute, and I think can easily be stitched in a month. So Ali and I are going to start with the January one on the 1st of December. So if anybody wants to do them with us, then please, you'd be very welcome. I haven't thought of a hashtag for it yet. I don't know if Ali has, but I'm sure we'll come up with one before the 1st of December for that. And then the other thing, I'm just going to put a picture in here now of the sampler that is on the wall behind me. And I have showed this once before, but I was on a Zoom call, like I say, with the Essex Needles Retreat ladies this morning, and Crafting Kirsty asked me about it because it was in the background from, I do the Zoom calls on my laptop, which is over here, and that was in the background. So this is a sampler that I bought a few months ago from eBay. I do look at the samplers from time to time, but this one proper called to me and I just had to buy it. So I'll put a picture in here. It is a bit worn around the edges. This is by Anne Weatherall, and she was aged 12 when she stitched this, and she stitched it in 1809. And I just loved that. It was the deer that I really particularly liked, and then there was so much, it's a big sampler and there was so much going on with it, I just had to buy it. So I did. I put in an offer for it and it was accepted, and I was very excited to get it. So there you go, Kirsty. There's a bit of a closer picture of my sampler, and I'm sorry if there's a bit of reflection off of it, but that's the best picture I could take of it. Okay, then the next thing is my giveaway winner. So we hit 700 subscribers on my last video, so thank you so much. Honestly, I'm just amazed, just amazed. So thank you, thanks ever so much for all your support. I just so appreciate it. So as a result of that, we did a giveaway, and of course this time it had to be a pain-free crafts chart because I just love their stuff. So my giveaway winner, I will pop a picture. I did the random comment picker thing earlier, and my winner is Mildred. And Mildred, I am not even going to attempt to pronounce your surname because I really don't want to muck it up and get it wrong. So I'll put a picture in so you can see. I will comment on your comment. Well done, Mildred. Really pleased for you, and I'm really pleased that you won because I know that you comment quite often on my videos, and I do appreciate, as I said earlier, everybody's comments. So thank you so much. And if you could get in touch with me, I'll put my email below, or you can DM me on Instagram with your which chart you would like and your email address, then I will pop along to Pain-Free Crafts, which is, you know, such a chore to have to do. Not at all, because like I love looking at their charts. Trouble is I end up buying one, that's the problem. But I will pop along and get that for you. So well done, Mildred, really well done for that. Okay, so for those of you that are leaving me because I've finished with cross stitch now, thank you for visiting, and I I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. I'm probably going to have less stitching to show in a couple of weeks time, because this coming week I've actually got a real bit of a whirlwind of a social life for a change. I am going out quite a few times this week, so I think my stitchy time is going to be limited a bit, so it will, you know, I'll try and catch up as much as I can the following week basically. But yeah, so thank you for that. So for everybody else that does want to stay and see my knitting, we will now move on to that. Okay, so as I said, I only have 3 WIPs that I am currently working on, and one of them you have seen before when I very first started it, I think. So sorry, I've had to put them over here. So this is the blanket that I'm working on. And I will put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished. So here is where it's at now. Let me try and, it's a bit big. Oh, you can't really see the definition of the cables too well yet, actually. And it is huge, it's absolutely huge. So there you go, that's where I am with it now. This is burnout blanket wool that I am using for this, which, you know, it stitches up great, it stitches up super quick. This is in the colourway Purple Haze, and it's going to be a really big thick blanket when it's finished. So yeah, that's where I am. It's so big, I mean I'm having to knit it on circulars because it's massive. So that's where I'm at with that one, and it's a really nice stitch, and that was a free pattern from the Wool Warehouse actually. Okay, oops, I'm getting myself mucked up in yarn now. And then the next one I'm working on, which you haven't seen before, so this is the project that I've had for the longest. So this one is a shawl blanket, and this again was a freebie from the Wool Warehouse. So I started this one last year, and I've still got ages to go on it. Hopefully I've put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished. Now this, if you are a beginner knitter, this is a really super easy pattern to follow. Here's where it's at now. This tends to be my watching TV pattern to stitch actually. TeresaLittleStitcher, if you are watching this might be the ideal sort of pattern for you, because I think if you're just knitting straight stocking stitch or whatever, it can get a bit too boring, but I think there'd be enough of pattern in this one for you to be amused with. So I am stitching this one on 2 of 1's yarn, this one, and it's in the colourway Ozone. So this is a chunky yarn, and yeah, like I say, it's a real easy stitch. So I do, it's taking me ages to do it because I don't pull it out all that often, to be honest. So that's that one, and then I always have a pair of socks on the go. This is, do you like my little sock project bag? This was from a shop on Etsy. If I can, I'll have to look her up and see what she's called, but yeah, I really like it with all the little sheeps and things on it. So this one is my current sock stitch, and I'm still on the first sock at the moment. So oh, no, and I've just dropped my stitch marker now. Hang on a moment. So here's where I am with this one at the moment. So this is a West Yorkshire Spinners 4-ply or fingering weight yarn for those in the US. So I can't remember what the colourway is on this one, and I should have kept the, oh yeah, hang on a minute, I have kept the little tag. This is called Blue Tit, so that's that one. So they're my 3 knitting projects at the moment, and then I did go on a bit of a knitting yarn splurge for haul, so I will show you what I got. So as I say, I can blame Lorraine at Ellinesscrafts for this, and also TeresaLittleStitcher. So this one I'm blaming Lorraine for, because she showed some that she got on Instagram, and it was kind of like, I need some of that yarn, I need to go and have a look at what they've got. So this is from Lay Family Yarn, and it is hand dyed. So here's where it is. Here's what it looks like. It has got, it doesn't really show on here, but it has got a bit of sparkle in this one. And this is a sock yarn. I can't wait to knit some socks in this. So isn't it gorgeous? Look at that. So that's that one. I should never have gone, and I knew it was fatal going to check out their website, but there you go. And then I bought from the Wool Warehouse, thanks to Teresa. I went and had a look at some, she's knitting a sock in some sheepies yarn, I think. I didn't get any sheepies, but I did get these. I do like West Yorkshire spinners yarn, so I got this one, which is in the colourway Wildflower. So I really like that. And then I got this one. This is West Yorkshire Spinners. This is a Sandra Rhodes one, which is called Woodland Awakening. So that's that one. Then I got this one, which is a James C. Brett Funny Feet yarn, and it's in the shade FZB11. That's not very exciting, is it? But that's that one. Very similar to the Yorkshire Spinners one. And then this one's West Yorkshire Spinners. There's a bit of a theme here. You can tell I like their yarn. This one is a sparkly one, and this is called Silent Night. And this one, they actually chucked in a free pattern with this one as well, which was nice. You can't really see the sparkle on it. Oh yeah, you can a bit there. So I don't know whether to start on my dyed wool, my hand dyed wool over there next, or whether to do this sparkly one, because it might be a bit Christmassy. So that's my little knitting segment for you. I don't think I've got anything else. I think I've been through everything. Can't think that I've forgotten anything. I probably have, because I always do. So as I said, I will come back in a couple of weeks, but I may not. It might be a short video for a change, because I don't think I'll have quite so much to show you. So that's it for me for today. I hope you are all keeping well, and I hope you're all staying safe. And I hope you have a great couple of weeks of stitching, and I'll see you all again soon. So take care everybody, and goodbye for now.